think that, first of all, as I said from the beginning, sexual violence is one of the violations that the mandate covers 4 years ago. Since the beginning, it was identified as one of the violations that affect children in conflict. So from the start, we were reporting on sexual violence against children. This is also very relevant to what is happening to children on the ground. As I said, they, in many settings, I always say, don't forget, this is the pyramid of age in conflict setting. This is the pyramid of age. Children represent the majority. Those who are affected by sexual violence are not only adult or women, or it's boys, girls, adult, women and men, but children are affected in different conflicts. I can give examples. You can see that sometimes from 18 months to 18 years, children are affected by sexual violence. One, of course, is what's happened when children are recruited, when girls are in an attack. Sexual violence is part of the conflict. When girls or boys are recruited, and I remember what former child soldiers told me in Congo, Maman, as they said in Congo, we are recruited, we are used as combatants, but we are also used by our commander as sex slaves. So girls are definitely affected by sexual violence because they are wives in the bush, they are wives in the bush, they are sexually abused, as I said, in attack. They are, even if they are used for other activities or other function, they are sexually abused. Children are vulnerable to sexual violence because they are the most vulnerable physically and mentally to be abused. Children, also, you know that conflicts sometimes add to certain customs and certain belief in societies. And you know what happened in those who believe that if they rape small newborns, babies, they can get strength before going to fight, or they will find gold or diamond, or you know that in many places we experienced that. Also, sexual violence is a tactic of war. It is also used in detention. As you know, many children in Syria, for example, we knew about torture through sexual violence or threat sexual violence of children detained. Sometimes it's also the worst thing that you can do to a parent. So terrorizing population, forcing them to flee from area, grabbing lands. Sexual violence is a tool, and children are affected. And I think if you are a parent, the worst that could happen to you is that your children are raped and your girls are raped. We know also the consequences in many places that what happened to girls then. They are forcibly married, they are early marriage to prevent sexual violence. So a lot of things happen. So for me, this is something that is directly linked to the mandate. This is something that we consider this summit as an opportunity, an unprecedented opportunity, because we are bringing the highest level of all the governments to talk about this issue that was always underreported, the victims invisible, because they have to face the stigmatization, they have to face the difficulties to be reintegrated in their community because of what sexual violence means. So to have ministers of foreign affairs of such a huge number of countries that come, to have UK involved at the highest level, to have Angelina Jolie involved on this issue, for me is just an opportunity that we have, all of us, and that's why we are here, to use it, because it will allow us, first of all, to be more vocal, have tools, to have funding for reintegrate those who return. Sometimes they are children and return with babies. You know that. You know, it's already heartbreaking to see girls of 13, 14 with a baby return in a community that will never accept the return of the two. So it's something for us that is an opportunity. We have to work on that. I see in this summit an opening that allow us to work more structurally and holistically on this issue. And I hope, I'm glad that I am invited. I'm glad that the issue of children and sexual violence is not forgotten, that you remember the first meeting in Wilton Park, we were pushing to let people understand that this is not a women issue. This is something that affects also children.